I'm going to show you how to rig up a punch rig now. Punching is a great technique for catching fish out of super thick, heavy matted vegetation. You know, if you're a person that maybe you have a pond that you like to fish, and then in the summertime it gets just choked out really bad or covered with weeds, and you find it kind of difficult to fish at all. This is a cool rig and a good technique that'll help you catch fish in a situation like that, where you can, you know, get right in the heart of those weeds and catch fish out of it. So the only thing is you need heavy line, a good heavy action stout, longer the better rod. I use at least a 7-foot heavy action rod when I do this, and I always use 50-pound Eposeidon braid, 65 sometimes. I kind of like to stick with the 50. It's usually plenty for any weeds you can find. So I'll show you how to do it here. You just take your braid, and the first thing you're going to put on is what's called a bobber stop or a punch stop. Just these little rubber stops. They're super cheap. You can get them all over the place. I mean, if you have any sort of rubber peg or just something that you're going to peg your weight with. You don't want your weight sliding up and down. So start with that. Next, you're going to put on your weight. And personally, I think tungsten's the way to go for a punch rig. You can have a lot more weight, and it's much less bulky than lead. But this is an ounce tungsten bullet sinker. And when you're punching, you want to use at least an ounce, because that stuff can be super thick and heavy, and I mean a half ounce weight just isn't going to do it. So you need a good heavy weight. I usually use at least an ounce, sometimes ounce and a quarter. Your weight goes on next. Next, you're going to take your hook, and I prefer, just any sort of straight shank flipping hook. I like the ones that have these bait keepers on them, but I mean there's all sorts you can choose from, but whatever you prefer. And then I always do a snell knot. I'll do a separate video on how to tie a snell knot if you don't know how, but just to keep this video as short as I can. But I mean, a Palmer knot is plenty. It's perfectly acceptable. I mean, really whatever knot you want to tie is fine. So okay, so you tie your knot. I'm going to trim my tag end here. Alright. And then, really just whatever soft plastic you like to fish with. Just some random soft plastic I had laying around here. So, just going to rig it like you would any normal Texas rig. Then take your weight and slide it down to your bait. And then take that bobber stop or whatever you're using to peg your weight with and get it right up against there. And that's what you're left with. Punch rig. And that big bullet sinker will punch right through those weeds. And I like to use, nothing that's too bulky for soft plastic. Something that'll slide into the holes of the weeds and into those weeds easy. So something, with a little bit of a streamlined shape. But really, any soft plastic you want to throw, just throw it in and let it hit the bottom and jig it a couple times and pick up and make another cast. So it's a really cool technique, and one that might work for you if you're having trouble catching fish in the real thick weeds of your local fishing hole. So good luck, and I hope it works out for you. Thanks for watching.